What's going on? Welcome back. It's supposed to be a scorcher today, 100 plus degrees, terrible air quality, and luckily the park has a little bit of shade early in the morning. So today's goal is to work on front side tail stalls and maybe even hopefully get a front side tail slide on the quarter over here. I also would like to lay the groundwork for a lean to tail, or at least try and figure out how that trick works. So hopefully try some of those, maybe even a front side Smith. Started getting better at those, super hyped on that. So yeah, let's try and beat the heat. Let's go skate. I usually warm up on this box here, and I like to warm up on this because I can do a lot of comfortable things on it, which are very low risk, right? I can do the manuals, I can do the 50-50s, and I'm constantly improving that. So like usually when I get to the park, aside from manuals, tail taps, board shuffles, that's kind of my warm up, is all things of that nature, things I'm already comfortable with, so that the risk of falling is low and I'm not setting myself up for a bad session. And I'm also just getting the muscles and joints kind of moving. I don't really do static stretches. I always do dynamic movements before I skate. I'll do a video on that one day, but for now, let's warm up on this sled. All right, water break. Then I think we'll start working on this piece of transition here. There's a little bit of shade left. All right, we'll do one more. All right, let's move on to front side. This one's still newer to me because before I was kind of like, I felt really comfortable doing the pivot to tail. If you struggle with these and want to learn them, you know, that's definitely a great way to learn them. However, later down the road, you have to like try and kick the habit. Like that's my comfort zone, is I can do the 5-0, but I always go to this right here, which is the pivot to tail, and it takes a little bit to break that habit. I have gotten a couple proper frontside 5-0s, and that just was all about overcoming that fear of bringing this little wheel all the way back over. So let's try a couple pivots, and then we'll try the frontside 5-0. Another variation, I can do them from time to time, is when you're here about to do your pivot, you grab the nose. Sometimes that looks really cool. I think that's, I'm not sure if that's crail grab or nose grab, but let's try a couple of those. There. Whoa! Take a quick water break, and then we'll try some frontside 5-0s. We got like two right off the bat. That's a rarity. I'm staying really low for these, and I'm trying to put, for me, what works is the ball of my foot is on the edge of the back tail here. That seems to work really good, especially for front side slashers. I really like to keep my foot, the ball of my foot right on the tail here. So let's do a couple more and see if we can get like 2, maybe 3 more. Ooh, almost lost it. All right, we're getting better at those. Let's work on some tail stalls and maybe some tail slides. Lean to tail, or tail lean, whatever that one's called. Essentially, we want to come up and do like a little air, smack down on the tail while grabbing the nose. So what I'm going to try and do is actually work from the deck to the coping. Don't know if we're going to get any of these today, but at least come up and land here the way that I want to land, and then slowly start working it into the coping. I do that with kind of a lot of tricks on the deck. I might fly out, do something, and then, you know, slowly bring myself forward. So let's try a couple of those. All right, that's the one that I want to like consistently get. Ooh, it is getting really hot. I'm just gonna let the film roll, and I'm gonna try and do some front side little airs here, maybe some blunts, and just keep skating until I overheat. As always, thanks for watching, supporting, being part of the journey. Stay positive, stay motivated, and we'll see you on the next one. Later. All right, I think I got a couple decent ones, or at least starting to get used to this transition. The other park I used to always skate had a less of a steep, less tight transition to it, so they were a little bit easier to do there. It's gonna take a little getting used to doing it in here, but I think I got a couple good ones. I'm gonna try and do ollie to fakie ones now and see what happens. This transition is so tight compared to the other one.